Τριμερής δηλαδή επιτροπή.
Ακριβώς. Στην οποία τότε ήταν η Θάτσερ, ήταν και ο Κάρτερ και τα λοιπά. Και μιλάω για την εποχή Θάτσερ ειδικά. Και για τον Κάρτερ που ξαφνικά ο Κάρτερ εμφανίστηκε και έγινε πρόεδρος των Ηνωμένων Πολιτειών από το πουθενά. Όπως αυτή τη στιγμή και ο Ομπάμα, έτσι. Δεν μπορείς ξαφνικά στην Αμερική μέσα σε μερικούς μήνες ένας τελείως άγνωστος, ήτανε τότε σένετορ, ξέρω εγώ, από την Βόρειο Καρολίνα νομίζω.
Γερουσιαστής δηλαδή απλώς.
Γερουσιαστής απλώς ήταν, που υπάρχουν πάρα πολλοί όπως ξέρουμε. Ήταν ένας χρηματιστής που λεγόταν Φρέντι Μελχάντο. Ο Φρέντι Μελχάντο ήταν και ο χρηματιστής της γυναίκας μου. Και τρώγαμε ένα μεσημέρι και λέει, ξέρετε, λέει, ο επόμενος πρόεδρος θα είναι ο Κάρτερ. Ποιος είναι ο Κάρτερ? Λέει, θα το δείτε, λέει, ποιος είναι. Θα είναι ο επόμενος πρόεδρος των Ηνωμένων Πολιτειών. Άντε, του λέω, που δεν είναι δυνατόν τώρα να κάποιος τελείως άγνωστος, ας πούμε. Όχι, λέει, αυτός θα είναι. Και ήτανε.
Πέρυσι, στη σύνοδο της Bilderberg στην Κωνσταντινούπολη, ήταν παρόντα και πολλά στελέχη τραπεζών. Τα λεγόμενα Golden Boys, τραπεζών που συγκέντρωσαν τα τοξικά απόβλητα των τελευταίων ετών και δημιούργησαν την παγκόσμια οικονομική κρίση, καθώς και πολιτική των σκοτεινών διαδρόμων της αμερικανικής εξουσίας. Όταν κανείς παρατηρεί το οικονομικό επιτελείο του Μπάρακ Ομπάμα, με το οποίο ισχυρίζεται ότι θα αντιμετωπίσει την οικονομική κρίση, βλέπει ότι αυτή συνδέεται με τη λέσχη Bilderberg, το Συμβούλιο Εξωτερικών Σχέσεων και την Τριμερή Επιτροπή, όπως και εκείνοι οι οποίοι δημιούργησαν την κρίση, που είναι ο πρόεδρος της Ομοσπονδιακής Τράπεζας Αποθεμάτων Άλαν Γκρίσπαν, τέος πρόεδρος της Ιδιωτικής Κεντρικής Τράπεζας της Αμερικής, από το τέλος της θητείας του Ρίγκαν, μετά στον πατέρα Μπούς, τον Μπιλ Κλίντον, καθώς και του Ιού Μπούς. Είναι αυτός που δημιούργησε την απελευθέρωση και τις συνθήκες που επέτρεψαν να συμβεί αυτή η κατάρρευση.
Όλα αυτά τα οποία έχουν γίνει τα τελευταία χρόνια δεν είναι τυχαία. Αν πάρουμε δηλαδή τα κομμάτια ένα-ένα και φτιάξουμε το παζλ, θα δούμε μία εικόνα όπου βλέπουμε να μεθοδεύεται μία πολύ μεγάλη κρίση σε μία παγκοσμιοποιημένη οικονομία, η οποία πλέον θα απαιτήσει ίσως και μία παγκόσμια λύση από έναν μεσία, έναν παγκόσμιο ηγέτη, έναν πολύ μεγάλο οικονομολόγο, ο οποίος θα έρθει κάποια στιγμή και θα πει ναι, αυτά, αλλά υπό αυτούς τους όρους, και πλέον εμείς δεν θα έχουμε άλλη επιλογή.
Ένα από τα ωφέλη που αποκομίζει το μυστικό δίκτυο από αυτή την οικονομική κρίση είναι ότι επιθυμούν να ξεσηκώσουν τον κόσμο σε διαδηλώσεις, σε αντίπεινα της οικονομικής καταστροφής. Αυτό είναι κατασκευασμένο. Γιατί? Πρόβλημα, αντίδραση, λύση. Όταν ο κόσμος επαναστατεί, τους δίνει τη δικαιολογία να εφαρμόσουν στερεωτικό νόμο για να σταματήσουν τις καταστροφές και να επαναφέρουν την ειρήνη. Υπάρχουν νόμοι που τους επιτρέπουν να εφαρμόσουν αστυνομικό καθεστώς, και αυτό βέβαια αναφέρεται στα εγχειρίδια. Εφαρμόστηκε εξάλλου αυτό το καθεστώς από την 11η Σεπτέμβρη υπό την κάλυψη και μεταμφίεση της αντιτρομοκρατικής νομοθεσίας.
The North American Union was officially born at Baylor University in Waco, Texas, on March 23, 2005. The leaders of the United States, Mexico, and Canada told the press that they were only meeting to discuss trade. It soon leaked that a secret meeting had been held during the Security and Prosperity Trilateral Summit. The three governments had refused to release the secret agreement to the people. In September of 2006, their treasonous operation was blown wide open. From September 12th to September 14th, in Banff, Canada, hundreds of elected and appointed government leaders from Canada, Mexico, and the United States met in secret. On the last day of the conference, someone inside the secret North American Union Forum leaked the agenda. The front pages of newspapers across Canada carried the story. Transportation, law enforcement, agriculture, regulation, banking, manufacturing, construction, education, immigration, and even the military are being merged with no input from the people or their elected representatives in Congress and Parliament. One of the first items on their agenda was to stress how important it was that their plan, quote, be carried out by stealth. The controllers also talked about exploiting the public's fears of climate change to push a continent-wide tax to fund the new government. Globalist tool Robert Pastor is incessantly paraded on the world stage as the man behind the North American merger. When he testified before Congress, he pushed the idea of a continental security perimeter that erases national boundaries and merges the security apparatus.
The best way to secure the United States today is not at our two borders with Mexico and Canada, but at the borders of North America as a whole.
In fact, the North American Command, based in Colorado Springs, Colorado, was clearly running the meeting in Canada. For the past decade, the Pentagon has been training with Mexican and Canadian forces and has openly discussed using them inside the United States for disasters and to quell domestic unrest. There are already over 100,000 non-U.S. citizens serving in the U.S. Armed Forces. The Pentagon is now expanding its recruiting centers in Mexico, the Philippines, and Eastern Europe. Big city police departments nationwide are lobbying to change laws so they can recruit non-citizens to join the police force. What we are witnessing is a Red Dawn scenario in slow motion. Tyrants throughout history have brought in foreigners to oppress their domestic populations. When their coup by stealth was exposed, the three governments went into damage control mode. The Security and Prosperity Partnership quickly staged a show summit that was held in Ottawa, Canada in February of 2007.
It is the only way that we can achieve security and prosperity for our people is through this cooperation. We actually occupy one physical space, the North America. We've also had a chance as foreign ministers to talk about how we cooperate in the region and indeed in the world.
Protesters who were upset about losing their countries and freedoms were not tolerated.
A couple of weeks ago, an Al-Qaeda supposed
whatsoever, the Security and Prosperity Partnership has been signed without any sort of parliamentary debate.
Globalist publications have been open with their frustration that the population has not bought their latest PR stunt. As integration inside the European and American unions accelerates, the superstates themselves are being merged. On April 30th, 2007, a summit was held at the White House. The Security and Prosperity Partnership's secretive approach had alarmed the public. So this time, President Bush, German Chancellor Merkel, and EU Commission President Barroso hid their treachery in plain sight.
Thank the Chancellor and Josie very much for the transatlantic economic integration plan.
And for that too, we need to develop a common market, common standards.
So this is indeed a very important agreement, and an agreement that also brings with it a Transatlantic Economic Council to be a permanent body with senior people on both sides of the Atlantic that will look at all those issues in a concrete manner, in which way we can make it move forward.
The BBC reported that the US and EU had agreed on a single market. By announcing a new economic community integration, they were simply repeating what had been done in America and the EU on a larger scale. The accord states that the two blocs will aggressively push regulatory convergence in more than 35 areas, from financial services, intellectual property, military, education, mergers and acquisitions. They also agreed to jointly push a global carbon tax.
We recognize that we have a problem with greenhouse gases.
We agree there is a global threat, it's a serious threat. We agree there is the need to establish a limit to greenhouse gases.
We need to discuss the possible pricing of CO2. How can we translate this into a market economic compatible scheme?
We have agreed to establish a high-level group, a forum.
This EU-US result is translated into the G8, debated together with the outreach countries, China, South Africa, Brazil, among others, and India.
A global solution to a global problem.
The
Bilderberg succeeds, America falls. All the victimized countries lose their sovereignty.
The African Union arose out of the African Economic Community, shut up in the early 1980s. The African Union is financed by a consortium of international bodies, governments, and corporations. The African Union Army serves as an enforcement arm for the New World Order's exploitation of Africa. In Asia, APEC and ASEAN have announced plans to form the Asian Union, consisting of Asian and Pacific nations, having more than 3 billion people within its borders.
APEC will become the Asian Pacific Union, and the world is to be divided into 3 great regions for the administrative convenience of the world government in which the UN is to evolve.
As the unions form individually, they are simultaneously merged to form the first planetary government. Dr. Michael Kaufman is a published ecologist specializing in ecosystem research, forest ecology, and ecosystem classification. Dr. Kaufman played a key role in blocking the ratification of the Convention on Biological Diversity in the U.S. Senate.
One of the things that is very shocking to most Americans is the fact that the United Nations Global Biodiversity Assessment, which came out in 1995, clearly shows that in order to protect planet Earth, we have to go back to a feudal system. They actually said that in the document.
To craft a modern feudal society, the globalists are implementing a standardized North American Union ID card to track, trace, and control their serfs as they travel throughout the 3 regions of the NAU. Building on the massive displacement of humanity caused by globalization, the New World Order is rapidly constructing the physical infrastructure of the North American Union, the NAFTA superhighway control grid. History repeats itself. 2,000 years ago, all roads led to Rome. Rome constructed and maintained more than 10,000 miles of roads throughout its empire. The roads were used to project Roman military power, to control commerce, and to bind the nations and peoples they ruled. Rome also demanded tribute. Roman subjects from Albion to Judea were forced to pay a tax to use the roads. The Romans would then use the tax to dominate their subjects. Today's superhighways are a powerful tool in the globalist arsenal. They are instrumental in tearing down national borders and merging nation-states into larger confederations. Foreign governments and corporations are predatorily seizing infrastructure across North America, but nowhere has their attack been greater than in Texas. Texas is the front line. Over 8,000 miles of existing roads and land are being handed over to government-backed foreign companies.